The Vorthak had never failed a hunt. In 3 centuries of stalking prey across 17 star systems, it had claimed over 4,000 kills, each one a testament to its perfect evolution as an apex predator. Standing 12 feet tall on 4 powerful legs with razor-sharp claws that could tear through titanium and sensory organs that could detect a heartbeat from 3 miles away, the Vorthak was death incarnate. Today's prey was different, though, a human. The creature had heard whispers about these peculiar bipeds from the Outer Rim colonies, weak, soft, slow, hardly worth the effort of most predators. But there was something else the whispers carried, something that made the Vorthak's hunting instincts tingle with anticipation. These humans were supposedly cunning. The Vorthak dismissed such notions. Cunning was irrelevant when faced with overwhelming physical superiority. It had tracked this particular human, designation Marcus Chen, to the abandoned mining facility on Kepler 442c. The human ship had been damaged in what appeared to be a pirate attack, forcing an emergency landing. Now he was trapped, alone with nowhere to run. Perfect hunting conditions. The facility sprawled across the barren landscape like a metallic cancer, its towers and processing units long since silent. Dust storms had worn away most of the external markings, leaving behind a maze of corroded structures and shadowy alcoves. The Vorthak's thermal sensors painted the environment in shades of cold blue, with one brilliant red signature moving through the facility's lower levels. The human was trying to reach the communications array. How predictable. The Vorthak began its approach, savoring the anticipation. It would toy with this prey first, let the human know it was being hunted. Fear always improved the taste of the kill. As it stalked through the facility's corridors, the creature noticed something odd. The human's path wasn't erratic or panicked, as prey usually moved when sensing a predator's presence. Instead, the thermal signature moved with purpose, taking specific routes that seemed almost intentional. The Vorthak paused. Its sensory organs swept the area, detecting trace pheromones and skin cells. The human had been here before, multiple times in fact, but that was impossible. The ship had crashed only 6 hours ago. A sound echoed through the facility. Metal, scraping against metal, followed by a deep, resonant clang. The human was tampering with something in the processing center. The Vorthak's lips pulled back in what passed for a smile among its species. The fool was probably trying to jury-rig some sort of distress beacon. Moving swiftly but silently, the predator navigated the facility's layout with practiced ease. Its claws found purchase on every surface, allowing it to scale walls and ceilings, when necessary. Within minutes it had positioned itself above the processing center, looking down through a corroded skylight. The human stood in the center of the room, apparently examining a large piece of machinery. He was smaller than the Vorthak had expected, barely 6 feet tall with the soft, pale skin characteristic of his species. No claws, no fangs, no natural armor. Just a fragile bag of meat and bones that would offer little resistance. The Vorthak, prepared to drop through the skylight, planning to land directly behind its prey. A quick swipe of its claws would sever the human's spine, ending the hunt before the creature even knew what had killed it. But as the predator shifted its weight, something made it hesitate. The human hadn't moved in several minutes. He stood, perfectly still, hands at his sides, head slightly tilted as if listening. Waiting. A chill ran through the Vorthak's nervous system, an alien sensation it had never experienced before. Prey didn't wait. Prey ran, hid, fought, or cowered. They didn't stand calmly in open areas as if expecting company. The human turned around. Marcus Chen looked up at the skylight with calm brown eyes that showed no trace of fear or surprise. He raised one hand in what the Vorthak recognized as a greeting gesture among humans. Then he smiled. "I was wondering when you'd get here," Chen said, his voice carrying clearly in the silent facility. "You're about 30 seconds ahead of my calculations, actually. Impressive." The Vorthak froze. This was wrong. Everything about this situation violated the natural order of predator and prey. Humans weren't supposed to detect superior hunters. They weren't supposed to predict arrival times. "I know what you're thinking," Chen continued, walking slowly toward a control panel. How did the weak little human know you were coming? The answer is simple. I didn't crash here. The Predator's mind reeled. If the human hadn't crashed, then why was his ship damaged? Why was he here? I've been studying your species for 2 years, Chen explained, his fingers dancing over the control panel. Your hunting patterns, your preferred prey, your territorial ranges. Did you know you leave a distinct electromagnetic signature when you travel through hyperspace? My ship's sensors picked you up 3 days ago. The Vorthak's claws scraped against the skylight frame. This was impossible. Humans didn't have technology capable of detecting Vorthak signatures. They barely had faster-than-light travel. The damaged ship was a lure, Chen said. Pirates don't use plasma cannons in that configuration. I staged the whole thing, right down to the fake distress calls and the emergency landing. I needed you to come here, to this specific location. As if responding to his words, the machinery around the processing center began to hum with power. The Vorthak's sensory organs detected massive energy buildups in the facility's core systems. You see, Chen said, humans might not be as fast or strong as other species. We can't tear through titanium with our bare hands or track prey across star systems, but we have something that served us well since we first walked upright on Earth. The humming grew louder. Warning lights began flashing throughout the facility. We're really, really good at killing things that are bigger than us. The Vorthak realized the trap in the same instant. The fusion reactor came online. The entire mining facility had been converted into a massive electromagnetic pulse generator. The energy discharge would fry every electronic system within 50 kilometers, including the creature's nervous system, which relied on bioelectric impulses to function. As consciousness faded, the Vorthak experienced something no member of its species had felt in millennia, the understanding that it had become prey. The human hadn't been running from a predator, he had been hunting one.